WENY News. This is First Warning Weather.
And welcome back. We're looking out the Cornell Skycam. A bit of fog there over on the horizon, and all thanks to a little bit of moisture pushing in, the rain in some spots. Still seeing some mix and freezing rain throughout the area, so not the greatest weather here this morning. It's not expected to improve anytime soon. Dealing with that rain pretty much for most of the day. Temperature wise, we're still in the 30s here for a good chunk of the area. 32 in Corning, 34 in Ithaca, 36 right now in Elmira, so a little bit of fluctuation now across the region. 33 for both Canisteo and Bath, and 31s for Germania and into Morris, also 32 over in Ridgebury. So seeing just a little bit of fluctuation between the low to mid 30s here this morning. Wind advisory in effect for Steuben, Schuyler, and Chemung counties, seeing potentially wind gusts up to 40, 45 miles per hour, a bit stronger possibly for Tioga County, Pennsylvania, Bradford County, Tioga County, New York, and Tompkins County under a high wind warning that could exceed 55 miles per hour. So very windy conditions, making it feel even colder as we head into the next couple of hours. Still dealing with rain and that wintry mix and freezing rain here. You can just see dotted throughout the area, but a lot less pink on the radar now. That's a good sign as we see things start to warm up, but the warmth being very short-lived as we're likely to head back down into the 20s and the teens in the afternoon. But highs overall really going to be up into the 40s. That's what we're looking at mainly here. 46 Spencer, 47 for Elmira. Also some 46s for Owego and Towanda. Getting colder as you go further west. 43 in Addison. Next door in Bath, 41. Same goes for Hornell. Again, dealing with that rain, later wind, and then some snow. So pretty blustery conditions headed our way in addition to this flash freeze conditions that we're looking at, or at least expecting over these next few hours. Rain showers fall pretty much for most of the day periodically. A couple of breaks here are possible. All the while we'll be getting up into the 40s, and in between those 2 and 4 o'clock hours we'll start to see those temperatures rapidly descend down into the areas around freezing and eventually below it. Still seeing fairly heavy rainfall pushing through, but then eventually we start to see that rain snow line really materialize here around the early afternoon. Starts to creep into the area, starting out, of course, Steuben and Tioga counties, the western portion of the viewing area. But it starts to move in. You see temperatures go from the 40s into the 30s, eventually down to the 20s pretty quickly, especially as we go into the evening. Sun goes down, allows for those freezing conditions. That's going to make things very tough out there, tough on power lines as well as the roads. So if you're out driving, certainly going to notice it might get slick out there, especially as we head into tonight. And it's going to stay cold going into Monday. Have a chilly start to our work week. In terms of precipitation chances, well, pretty much staying in high spots all throughout the day, aside from around the 11 and 12 o'clock hours. Could get a brief break there, but overall we are still expecting rain to be fairly widespread and persistent throughout the day. We see, again, here's that wind picking up and staying in these higher areas, 40 up to 50 miles per hour in some spots. The entire area covered in purple, indicating 40 plus mile per hour wind gusts. Just absolutely brutal conditions, and we're not going to get any kind of relief until the next couple of days when the wind finally calms down. 47 degrees is the high today. The rain showers coupled with that breezy conditions, expect things to get pretty blustery tonight as that rain switches over to snow. And we're going to stay windy on Monday. Temperatures in the 20s for a good chunk up next week. Finally seeing a little bit of a warm up by the time we get to next weekend.